Alright, in the last video we did the level name, so we dealt with adding our level names in here, and then we can filter on them. This video, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll see. What I've done is I've added this other field here, and what I want to do is I want to add a bit of color to the proceedings. So I'm going to add this value here, which is the red, green, blue, alpha color, which should actually be 1001. Should all be that. So I want to add this color here, this color to the object. So if I go to, let me get rid of these values here. So if I have public color, I need to add Unity engine. And now I have those values there. Okay, so color. Okay. It's not going to work, and the reason why it's not going to work is because CSV doesn't it doesn't know how to convert it. So if I put a breakpoint here, it's going to balk at this line here. It just isn't going to find this value here. So I'm going to put a breakpoint in here, although it's not hitting for some unknown reason. And I need to export this as well, so this is going to be download as CSV, and I want to change this to with color. Yeah, with color's fine, and then I'm going to drag that across to here, and in my object spawner I'm going to drag that into here with color. And now when I run it, it'll blow up. It just won't work. There you go, it blew up. And the exception it comes up with is the super helpful. There was one or more exceptions while reading data using the CSV scene object, and it threw at exceptions 374. Okay, so we can go to exceptions 374 because we have the source code and we can read the source code. So exceptions 374, 374, throw this. Okay, so it's not very helpful. So is this going to hit in here? I'm going to try and see if we can hit this in here. My hope is that it does, and we can sort of get a better idea of how to fix this. Okay, so it did hit that. So type converter is going to be null. Parse method. So TFI. Member info, level name. Okay, that's fine. Let me just break this out a little bit more. Oh, I don't want the immediate window. I want call stack though. I want this, I want TFI. Okay, so that's prefab name. Instance name. Yep. And now we have color. Okay, so this is a color. And TFI parse exact method is going to be null. Okay, I was kind of expecting that. And this one is going to try and find then the type converter in here, which is going to be null as well. So type converter. So it's just brought back a default type converter, which is no good. So we need to figure out how to get a type converter in there. Okay, well let's do this sort of basic thing. Let's write a type converter. So I'm going to create a new mono behavior here, which is not going to be mono behavior. It's going to be type converter. System component. Oh no, I didn't want that. No, it doesn't matter. And then I want override can convert from return. Let's just do return true. Why not? Override convert to, convert from, and we're going to assume it's a string. And I'm going to do color. It's going to be. We want to get those values in there, which are basically in bizarrely a CSV. It's there 1, 0, 0, 1. So we're going to do string elements equals, and then we're going to take that string value, which is in value. Value is right at the edge there, so that's value there. Value, it's an object, so it's going to be toString, and then we're going to split it by commas, and then I'm going to say float red equals elements equals float dot parse elements 0, float g equals float dot parse elements 1, float b equals float parse. Boring stuff, this, isn't it? 2, float a equals float dot parse elements 3, and then we're going to do return new color, and then it's going to be R G B A. Okay, and that's going to convert our value. So convert from, that looks okay. And then this is going to be our string to color converter. And we're going to name the class that as well. So we need to call our file that as well. Alright, so string to color converter. Now I would like to think, and I'm being incredibly naive, but I would like to think that if I did this, type of, and then that, it'll just work. And I need to add using system.component model. I think that would just work. I would like it just to work, because then it would just pick it up and then things will just work. But I've got a funny feeling it's not going to work. So let's compile it, and then we'll run it again and see what happens. Should we just run it and just find out what happens? Let's run it and find out what happens. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay. Let's see if it finds it then. So we'll add a breakpoint here. By the way, I found no documentation about this on the internet, which kind of annoyed me no end, because it seems like something that should be out there. So here we go. So I'm going to do step over, and the field type is why does that not give me? Field type is color. So I get a converter to do that. And if I type converter is just a type converter. It is not a anything. Well, that's just typical. Yeah, it's got that in there, but it's got the CSV attribute, but I'm going to add a type descriptor in here as well. So I'm going to say if tfi.typeConverter, tfi.typeConverter is null. So in other words, we still haven't got it. Then I'm going to say for each object attribute in mi.get custom attributes, because it's the member information, custom attributes, type of, and then this is going to be type converter, comma true. And then I'm going to say if attribute is not equal to, attribute is not equal to null, I'm going to say get that type converter attribute and then convert it to that. I'm going to say tfi.typeConverter equals type converter attribute dot converter type ID get type. Okay, so that is type converter attribute. Why is that not? Is it not gonna let me do that? Nothing's easy, is it? Okay, so type converter takes in a type, but if I do, we go to here, that's all I get. The attribute is it only gives me the converter type name. Okay, right, fine. So that's going to be type name equals that, and then I'm going to have to create an instance of it. So I'm going to have to do tfi.typeConverter equals activator.create instance, and then I've got to specify the type name, which is going to be type.getType name. Ugh, I don't like that at all. And then that's going to be, I need to convert that to type converter. So I'm going to convert that all to type converter. Alright, that's a pain in the backside. And we don't even know if this is going to work. So I'm going to say that, and yeah, I'm going to break out of that as well. So that's going to be break out of that for loop, because we just want to grab the first one. Okay, so if the type converter is null, so we don't have a type converter, I'm going to go through all the attributes in the custom attributes that match type converter. That's going to be attribute. So it's going to be a type converter attribute. And then I'm going to grab the converter name from there. I'm going to try and create an instance of it here. Who knows if that's going to work. And then that's going to give me my type converter, and then everything else should just fall down, and then everything should just work after that. So let's just assume that everything's going to work. And I'm going to run this puppy now. Nope. Okay. So let's set our breakpoints. Let's see what went wrong. Alright, so our level name, prefab name, instance name, color. Okay, so I'm going to do my oh, of course, type converter is not equal to null. Oh. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to do this up here. Okay, that's a better way of doing it. Okay, so we do x and then I'm going to check and see if that's there, and then I'm going to say if all of that fails, oops, if all of that fails, then I'm going to go and just get the default one. Okay, this is going to work. If this doesn't work, I don't know what we're going to have to do. I'm going to have to write our own version of .NET or something. Okay, so we're going to go through, we're going to say the parse method doesn't work, or the parse exact method doesn't exist. So in that case, go through all the attributes, find out which one's got the type converter, and if that doesn't work, then we get the default one. Okay. Success? Everyone in? All in? All good? Alright, let's try that. And so we can then run this. Yes! Okay, this is good, because now what this means is we can then do another converter. Alright, so we don't need to worry about the other things. Okay, so we can get rid of the color type descriptor. I don't know what the hell that was. Just delete. And then we've got our string to color converter. And now we can have, actually let's have a new folder, and we'll call this converters. So we've got our string to color converter there, and then I'm going to add a new one here, and this is going to be string to Vector3 converter. And this is going to be a type converter, and I'm going to do using system.component model. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing, which means we're going to pretty much just rip off this code here, which is this. And again, there's a fairly big assumption that what you're doing here is valid. So that's going to be Vector3, and we don't need RGBA, but we do need Z, Y, and X. X, Y, and Z, and we also need X, Y, and Z. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I've got an extra comma there. Okay, so that's our string to Vector3 converter, and we're going to do a rename over here, a cheeky rename over here. So we have our values there, and inside our object, where's our object again? This is our scene object. So we have this X, Y, and Z here. I've never liked it, never been a fan. So we're going to get rid of them. And we're going to change that to position. So we're going to do public Vector3 position get set. Okay. But we also need to add our type converter, which we now know works. Type converter attribute, that is, type of, and then this is going to be string to Vector3 converter. So every time we see a string, we're going to convert it to a Vector3 for our position there. We can add some more blank lines there. Okay, and what I might do, so if you're not frustrated with this video by now, that means I've cut everything out. So hopefully I've cut everything out and all that bit's been scrubbed clean, or at least fast forwarded. Okay, so we've got our converter there. So now in our data, if we go back to our data here, remember we have our values here for our X, Y, and Z, and we have our color. So let's change that to, that's -5, 0, 10. That's 5, 0,
10, 0, 0, 0, -5, 0, 5, 5, 0, 5, and then that is 0, 0, 5, 0, 0, 0. Okay.
And that is position. Position, yeah. And then we can get rid of these columns here, so we can do delete columns E and F, and let's arrange that way. And that's I think that's good. Okay, so we have our prefab name, instance, position, and color, and then we can do file. Where are we? Download as. CSV, and again we can do our little trick here. So we can do our complex objects example. So this is our complex objects example because we have our converters example. Actually, let's call that converters example because it's the converters example. That's a better way of looking at it. And then we go over here. Why is that not like that? Oh yeah, okay, I can get rid of that. Get rid of that line there because we don't need that anymore. And that should go. Oh yeah, we need to fix that as well. So instead of our new vector3 here, all we need to do now is we do so dot so dot position. And put a semicolon in there. And that's it. So this looks a lot cleaner already, what we have. And what else do we need to do? We also need to grab a resource there and then drag converters example across into here. And so our converters example should just work the way that it was always working before. And then if we change that to green, we should get our green values working. Excellent. Okay, so everything's working. All the converters are working, and the only thing we had to do was add a couple of classes here, and we changed the fieldmapper.cs file inside LinqToCSV. We just added, well, these lines here, which is go find the type converter, and then if you find the type converter, don't bother doing this bit in here. And yeah, we've got converters in there. Awesome. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching. This is part of the Video a Day in September 2017 videos. If you liked it or you didn't like it, hit the appropriate button below. Subscribe, so if you hit the little icon over there, then you'll get notified, especially when you hit the little alarm icon. That's the really important part apparently. Then you'll get notified when a new video goes up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.